I've got to remake these. Now, whether this material I've got is going to work, I don't know, but we'll give it a try. They go basically on the front and back of the door shuts. Yeah? So you have, I think it would have been one of those. They tuck in between your panel there. Okay? So you just got to loosen that edge of that panel. So where, and it just, I think they call it windlace. And you have one on the front and one on the back. But clearly these have had it. So I've got to remake those. Just, it's like a, stops the wind whistling through, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we've got some material and I've got some foam. So we need to get those, got to make 4 of them, so get your longest one. They're all about the same, that's probably the longest. Leave them long. Now we need some material. So that lets you, because you've taken off your double walking foot, yeah, that goes either side of your needle plunge.
Okay.
That lets you stitch to that line there. If that one was on there, it's that wide. You can only get your workpiece that close, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
So if you put your one-sided foot on, you can get it there.
Yeah.
So when you stitch round, it makes it tighter.
Okay.
Put a bit of reverse on it to lock your stitch up. You don't have to, it's not like a normal sewing machine with one like this with a walking foot. You don't have to push it through the machine, yeah? So you can hold all that in tight where you want it and it'll feed itself through.
Okay.
A bit crinkly there, but it shouldn't matter. Should pull out. Right, so that's basically one of those. The trouble with this stuff is it crinkles when you're going corners, but we haven't really got a lot of choice. So they go on your front door pillars, okay? So that'll be that side, and then your toe, what they call a toe board. As you sit in the car, the left hand side, so your toe board fits in there, and then that, when it's trimmed up, trim a little bit up. Well, that end's nice and short, so they've glued all this, but that basically just slides into there once you've got it all trimmed out, yeah? So we've got to clean all of this up where they've stuck it all in. Very fiddly. So what I do now, see that should be short enough just to tuck into there. So what I'll do is I'll run another line of stitch down there, and that'll hold it all together easier, and then we can trim to that, yeah?
Okay.
It's always easier if you can work to one side of the foot or something like that. to hold it against it, yeah? Or if you use another thing in here, look, you've got an edge of a carpet or something like that. Screw that on there. And you can adjust. So you want to put a stitch line that far in or that far in or whatever, you know? So you can use that. But you don't need to for this. Run out of back cotton by the looks of it. That means your bobbin's run out. So what we can do is just trim that off. Means you've got to re-thread the whole thing, but...
So where did you learn your sewing skills from then?
Didn't really, just did it.
But how did you learn how to use a machine?
I think we had to do it at school. I think it was one of those things you had to sort of do at some point. I can't remember really.
Have you done much of it?
Not a massive amount. Did the truck. That just comes around and clicks it off when it's full up.
Oh, okay, clever on it.
Yeah, it's called a jack, this one. It's a copy of the really expensive machine. It's called a Juki. It's just a copy of that. Windlace. Right, that's that. And you pop your bobbin back in. Which way is that rotating? That way. And you pull that cotton through there. So it comes out there. Put your bobbin back in. Then you just wind that one over till the needle goes down in there, and it should pick up the bobbin thread like that. That's your bobbin thread. I always leave plenty of length on that because you can set all the tensions up on all these things, and I don't, to be honest, if you really know how to do it. So it's all on these and all sorts of shit. So we've got a knee locker on it, so you can raise that. Basically this, if you can get the material you want to sew through there, it'll sew it.
Right.
It's a pretty beefy bit of kit, you know what I mean? Lock the stitching off. Right, now we can trim right up close to that edge there. We know it's stitched, yeah? Another thing I found, get a decent pair of scissors. They were 20 quid, you know what I mean?
It makes all the difference.
Oh, it does when you're cutting loads of it up, vinyl and carpet. I'm no trimmer, but I quite enjoy doing it. Clearly it needs a good clean. You wouldn't want to put anything white on there, would you? But that's kind of typical me, isn't it?
Well, there's a theme going on here.
So now that's double stitch, look. It'll just slide into the slot. When the slot's cleaned out, I've got to get all the glue out of it and everything, yeah? But luckily that bending that way, look. So the wrinkles, they'll smooth out. That'll be fine when it's all together. So that's the edge, the right colour. So that's how you make. I mean, obviously, if it's out of proper cloth, then it will look a lot better. But this is the material it was originally.
Yeah.
So we tried to keep it as that. So basically, that's that.